Azure Firewall is a cloud-native security service designed to protect Azure Virtual Network resources. It offers three distinct SKUs, such as like Basic, Standard, and Premium, each tailored to meet varying security needs and performance requirements. Let's discuss Azure Firewall Basic SKU features first. If you are running a small or medium sized business and need cost effective network security, Azure Firewall Basic is a great starting point. Even with Firewall Basic SKU, you don't have to worry about downtime because Azure Firewall Basic is designed to be redundant and highly available, which is the key for any security solutions. Azure Firewall Basic can spread across multiple Azure availability zones as well. This makes it more resilient to failures. With Basic SKU also, you can control internet access based on domain names instead of just IP addresses, which gives you better granularity over allowed or blocked traffic. Using Azure Firewall Basic SKU, you can define rules to allow or deny traffic based on source and destination IP, ports, and protocols. Using Basic SKU also, instead of manually listing domain names, you can use predefined FQDN tags to simplify firewall rules for commonly used services like Azure Storage and Microsoft 365. Using Basic SKU, service tags let you group and manage network rules more easily by referring to entire Azure services like Azure Active Directory or Azure Monitor instead of manually maintaining IP address list. In Basic, you get threat intelligence in alert mode only. If Azure detects known malicious IPs or domains, you will only get notified, but the traffic won't be blocked automatically. This is why it may not be suitable for mission critical workloads. Using Azure Firewall, your outbound traffic gets a consistent public IP address, which is crucial when integrating with external services that rely on IP-based security. In Azure Firewall as well, you can redirect inbound traffic to internal servers, which will help you securely expose services to the internet. If your firewall needs to handle more connections, you can assign multiple public IP addresses to distribute the load, and Basic SKUs support that as well. You can track firewall activities in real time using Azure Monitor, which will help you analyze network activity and detect anomalies. And lastly, Azure Firewall Basic meets Microsoft compliance and security standards and ensures your workloads are protected. So overall, Azure Firewall Basic SKU also comes with many features that can help you to protect your workloads. Let's discuss Azure Firewall Standard now. Note, whatever that we're gonna discuss here is on top of the Basic SKU. So whatever comes with the Basic SKU will be in Standard SKU as well. If your applications demand stronger security, Azure Firewall Standard builds upon the Basic SKU by adding threat intelligence in alert and deny mode, DNS proxy, custom DNS, and web categories. Unlike Basic SKUs, threat intelligence mode can actively block known malicious IPs and domains instead of just alerting you. Instead of exposing client IPs directly, Azure Firewall Standard acts as a DNS proxy, which will give you better control over domain-based filtering. You can configure your firewall to use a custom DNS resolver instead of the default Azure DNS as well, which is useful if you rely on private DNS zones. And lastly, if you want more refined web filtering, you can block or allow categories of websites such as like a social media, streaming services, or gambling sites rather than specifying individual domains. So if you look at the features provided in the standard, is also helpful, to simplify the administration of the firewall, and you might go with this kind of features only when you feel you want much more security than what Basic provides, right? Let's unpack Azure Firewall Premium features now. Premium Firewall SKU builds on top of the standard SKU. So whatever you get in standard SKU will get in the premium plus best in class security. Using features like TLS inspection, Premium firewall can decrypt and inspect HTTPS traffic to detect threats before they re-encrypt and exit the network. Using features like IDPS, firewall monitors traffic for malicious activities and actively block threats and will help protect against sophisticated cyber attacks. Using feature like URL filtering, you also get finer control over web access by blocking or allowing specific URLs instead of entire domains. And using features like enhanced web categories, while standard provides basic categories, premium offers a more detailed set of filtering options, which will allow you to tailor security policies to your organization's specific needs. So if you look at basic, standard and premium, it comes with a heap of features and you can choose the SKU based on your business needs. Let's unpack now what Azure Firewall Manager is and why it is mostly used. See, if you manage multiple Azure Firewall across regions and subscription, Azure Firewall Manager simplifies your security management with multiple features that Azure Firewall Manager brings to the table. Using Firewall Manager, instead of manually setting up and maintaining multiple firewalls, you can deploy and manage them from one central location. So you get centralized deployment and configuration capability out of Azure Firewall Manager. Using Firewall Manager, you can create global security policies that apply to all firewalls while allowing local policies for specific teams or departments. Using Firewall Manager, you can extend your security beyond Microsoft built-in protections by integrating with third-party network security providers. And that capability is also provided by the Firewall Manager. Managing routes manually, it's time consuming, but Firewall Manager automates this process, ensuring that traffic flows through the correct security appliances. And using Firewall Manager, you can link your firewall protected networks with Azure DDoS protection, which will help mitigate large scale attacks before they reach your applications. Bottom line, if you run small scale workloads and need basic protection, Azure Firewall Basic is enough. If you require stronger security with domain filtering and threat blocking, Azure Firewall Standard is a solid choice. If you handle sensitive data or need advanced threat detection, Azure Firewall Premium is your go-to option. And if you manage multiple firewalls across a large environment, Azure Firewall Manager makes your life easier by providing centralized security management. By choosing the right Azure Firewall SKU and leveraging Firewall Manager, you can protect your applications, enforce security policies, and ensure compliance, all while simplifying management and reducing operational overhead.